Hi, second graders. It's me, Juliet's mom again, and I got your questions. Mrs. Buchanan sent me an email with them, so I thought I'd answer them really quick for you today. The first question was, what are your hours at work? Well, I get here at 7 o'clock in the morning and I get prepared for the day. So anything that I need for my students for the day, I usually get those ready. So if I need any worksheets or handouts, I make sure that those are ready. If I need to Xerox those, I get those ready to go, and I get my computer up and started, my projector, and then there's about 40 minutes before students need to be in my class or something like that. So if a student needs to come and get some help with their assignments, they can come see me before school starts. School starts for students at 7:40 in the morning, and then it ends at 2:45. So students get to leave the school at 2:45, but I stay until about 3:15 just to make sure that nobody needs to come see me. No student needs to come see me if they need help or if they have a question for me. So I get to school at 7 o'clock in the morning, and I leave school about 3:15. It says, how many years have you been teaching is the next question. And I have been teaching for 22 years. I started in 1999, and this is my 22nd year of teaching. That means that my first students are about 39 years old. So that could be the age of some of your parents. So I might have had some of your parents in class. Isn't that cool? Another question, it says, does your class blurt out? You know what? Some of my students still blurt out in class without raising their hands. And I think that's because sometimes my students are not aware that other classmates may have their hands raised, and they're not aware, or they're excited to give the answer that they know, or they're being rude. So in my class, I always have to remind them, or sometimes have to remind them, that there are others in the room that have the right answer or would like to speak. And so it does still happen in high school where students blurt out or are not being kind to one another and respectful to others, but it doesn't probably happen as frequently as it does with younger students, like in your room. And another question I think that goes along with that is, does it ever get crazy in your class? Yes, it sometimes does get crazy in my class. When we're having fun, sometimes it does get loud and crazy because my students are having a good time. It sometimes can get crazy in my class when we're discussing something that everybody has an opinion about and wants to share their ideas, and they talk over each other. And so I have to control that. And sometimes people disagree in my room, and I have to discipline them, just like Mrs. Buchanan has to discipline some of you when you are not following the rules. So yeah, it does sometimes get crazy in my room too. Let's see. Another one of the questions was, what was your first job ever? Well, I have had lots of jobs, and as I was younger and growing up, but my first job ever was babysitting some neighborhood kids when I was about 14 years old. And but other jobs that I've had, I have worked at a donut shop when I was a teenager. I've also worked at a fast food place in my small hometown. I also was a switchboard operator, so I answered the telephone at a college, and then I connected people who had called in to other offices, so that was fun. I have been a waitress at a country club, and I also was a drink. I was a drink server on a golf course, so I got to drive a golf cart around and serve drinks to people who were golfing. I also worked at Bath and Body Works. Some of you have probably been there. And I've also worked at J.C. Penney. So I've done lots of jobs that kind of led up to being a teacher, and all of those were interesting and fun, and they gave me different views of life and like what it's like to work in the community. And I've enjoyed all of them, but my favorite job is this job. And I'm so glad that I've got to be a teacher and work with students and do my favorite thing, which is teach reading and teach how to look deeper into what we read, and teach writing and teach how to better communicate through your writing. So although I had all these other jobs, my favorite is the one that I'm doing right now. Well, I think that's all of the questions. So I've enjoyed talking to you guys through a video, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the week. I understand that you guys are learning about all the different holidays all over the world, and I wish I was in your class right now because that sounds like so much fun. Bye, Mrs. Buchanan's class.